Alright, so the mines did spawn well. We have the first hunt. The hunts are great. Except... Oh my goodness. Alright, we'll get into it. We'll get started shortly, guys. It usually isn't this bad, but yeah, it is kind of important that that you have your third mine, your second hunt. That can make a big difference. So we'll get into it. All right, here we go.
Yes.
All right, we should be getting getting it going shortly. Um, yeah, yeah. All right, Chinese versus Germans. Lucas versus SoldieR. That is Biggs versus NWC. This is Adirondacks. Huron is the natives. It's not very common to go see very much on this map. Oh my gosh. Okay. Let me see. All right, so he's got one starting hunt. Oh my gosh. Look at okay, we'll get started very shortly. A few of them, like it's basically two. Basically, soldiers started with one hunt here, and then two pretty close. Lucas started with one, and you could argue that this is bottom hunt and this is his top hunt second and stuff, but that's very very different spawns. So we'll get into the next one. Hopefully it won't be too much longer, guys. I'm sorry it's I'm sorry it's this way. We're getting into it quickly though. Getting the next game started. Making sure that it's as little downtime between games as possible. And yeah, looking good. All right. So here we go. This is attempt number 3 or 4? No, this is attempt number 4. Lucas L99 in the Bigs as Chinese versus SoldieR in Germany for NWC. This looks like a better spawn of the hunts. It's pretty close. Yeah, it's close enough. I mean, they're a little bit different here, but it's yeah, looks pretty good though. The mines are all pretty good. Yeah, looks good. We'll get the population sorted and get the correct players. And let me make sure that I have the logos for each team done correctly. It is, hold on just a moment. All right, looking good. Yeah, it's Bigs with, yeah, the logos are done correctly. All right, taking a look at the map real quick, we can look at the treasures that were picked up. SoldieR picked up 40 wood, 40 coin for Lucas. We'll go to shipments sent for you guys, and we'll go to units and queue. Keep that interesting for you guys. For the treasures, we got 135 XP being worked on by SoldieR. That's a really big treasure. 135 XP is huge. He does already have almost his first shipment, so it'll just help a second shipment, really. And he sent his first shipment. We have a trade post that came out from both players. Villages going up for China. And yeah, look at some of the treasures that have been picked up since then. Soldier did indeed pick up that 135 XP, and Lucas picked up 70 food. There's a treasure, 90 coin here. That's China should be able to pick up, but Soldier is pretty close. Yep. Looking at the rest of the treasures on the map, we have 80 XP, the tomahawk, and 80 food. Looks like a little bit of scouting done. Yeah, looks good. Can look at some of the decks. So we have Germany here. He doesn't have 5 Ulan, which isn't. If I had to choose age 2 military shipment that you're going to take out, it would probably be 5 Ulan. It doesn't do quite as much as some of the other military shipments. Otherwise, he's got a little bit more military shipments in age 4 than usual. He has the 6 settler wagons, no Germantown farmers. Got the 8 Hackapels too. That's not always seen. Also has the improved mercenaries card. On the other side, China. We have yeah, a little again. You don't usually see quite as many military shipments age 4. Looks like both players may try to go for an FF of sorts. But yeah, pretty good decks from both players. Looking at it, China is they're both contesting. It looks like Soldier picks up this 80 food treasure. That should be pretty nice for him. He's already aging though. He's aging to 2. China hasn't started aging yet, but he's just got to place down his. There we go. A little bit late, about 100 food on the age up. If you were to take down the Explorer, it might have been worth it though. Looking back at the map, looks pretty good. Some herding, lots of wood gathering from Soldier. It's getting a market down. On the other hand, also lots of wood gathering. Probably going to be getting a market down. Could be going for a second trade post though. He's sending his hero back towards that, so he may indeed be doing that. His forward settler wagon from Germany. Perhaps going to place down a barracks or a stable. And yeah, just some scouting around with his disciple. Is he going to go for that trade post? It looks like he is going to. We just have, yeah, just market ups. Looks like they're starting to come in. Can look at, yeah, placer mines just finished for Germany. That's really big for Germany. You use a lot of coin as Germany. For China, hasn't done any market ups. He does have wood for a trade post. We'll see if he's going to go for that, or perhaps maybe he was just trying to defend it, making sure that Germany wouldn't get it. Looks like he was probably going for that. Lots of wood being gathered by Lucas. He's probably saving up to build a war academy, would be my guess, or maybe a consulate. I'm not sure. He hasn't hit age 2 yet. He has 2 shipments. He has sent northwest refugees, or northwestern refugees, something like that. Can look at the card real quick. Northern refugees. There we go. He has sent northern refugees, and he does. Okay, so he has a war academy coming down. Still has 200 wood. Let's see what he does with it. The settler wagon comes back, so he decided not to do a forward barracks or a stable. It's an interesting choice to send it all the way out there without doing that. War Academy down from China. Still nothing done with his other 250 wood. He could be building a village soon, as he's close to pop capped. On the other hand, Germany, no barracks are stable yet. It looks like it's very possibly a greedy 2 settler wagons, 3 settler wagons, 700 coin FF. China, he sends 2 settler wagons, so very greedy indeed. Very greedy start. He may just be trying to go to fast fortress, or to fortress without 700 coin. We'll see what happens there. On the other hand, Lucas, he ships 700 wood in, perhaps getting some Old Han units out. We'll see. It's a market and a village. Perhaps he was just waiting to place buildings down with the extra floating wood. See what his opponent was doing. I'm not sure. Still no barracks are stable out from Germany. Ulan are sitting back at home trying to defend rather than trying to harass the opponent. Lucas does have all of his villagers very close to his TC and or villages. It can be difficult to raid China. We have the Ulans. Okay, Minutemen were just shipped or called. Yeah, looking good. He's trying to go forward. He's trying to deny his trade post coming down. We have a 80 XP treasure, just about the last treasure on the map. Not quite, but one of the last treasures on the map being picked up. And the Ulan and the Minutemen are just chasing down. He's probably going to pull back now. Yeah, he does. Doesn't want to lose his Minutemen just for free there. Definitely an expensive choice to spend 150 food, 150 coin on Minutemen without taking down any enemy units. Say that 5 times fast. We do have SoldieR going Fortress. Very greedy. 2 settler wagons, 3 settler wagons, 2 settler wagons. Start. Definitely no wood crates or coin crates. Very strong economy. If you look at the economy, it's 34 recalculated economic unit population versus 26. China does take down SoldieR's Explorer. 45 XP. Should be getting this trade post down. Lucas is also going age 3 right now. He's going with a porcelain tower. Or that could be Confucius Academy. They're pretty about the same size. I thought porcelain tower was a bit smaller, but we'll see which one it is. Very shortly we can look at, I think, text being researched. Okay. And the trade post does go down from SoldieR. Just gathering away. We can look at the upgrades. He has steel traps and the second age 2 coin upgrade. On the other hand, China just has the age 1 or age 2. No, it is age 1. Food, wood, and coin upgrade. 8 skirmishers sent. He also, if you look at military units, we have 8 skirmishers and 6 Ulans versus 6 pikemen and 7 Kashik. Yeah, China should be hitting, that is the porcelain tower should be hitting age 3 in just a moment. Porcelain Tower age 3 tells me that he is not trying to do a super strong timing push. You don't get the Arquebus bonus with using the Porcelain Tower. You do, however, have a little bit more of an economy. So I suppose he's just trying to approach it from more of a lengthy age 3 approach. If he was trying to go to age 4 somewhat soon, he probably would use the Porcelain Tower to age 4 as it provides a better trickle. As it is, though, he probably intends to stay age 3 for a while. Looking at the decks, both players have a lot of age 3 shipments. They probably are going to be age 3 for a while. This will be probably a drawn-out long age 3. Germany's pushing in here, has enough of an army to definitely deal with China's army, but he doesn't see China's army yet. He doesn't know how big it is. He knows there's some pikemen and there's some Kashik, but he doesn't know anything more than that. It could be a bigger army, and he doesn't want to be caught out, so he's just backing up. China in age 3 has some really strong military shipments. The trade post is being rebuilt by SoldieR. Neither player has gone C yet, as is kind of expected. There's only a few fish. There's a decent amount of fish on the map, but it's not common to be building a dock and some fishing boats, although it is obviously an option. Iron troops coming out from China. That's interesting. He does have the card that allows him to train Iron Troops. Iron Troops are a very interesting unit. They have 16 range, 25 attack, 240 HP. They're basically a skirmisher type unit. They are a infantry, ranged infantry. If Okay, that's a lot of musketeers coming out of the British consulate. It looks like he may be trying for a strong timing push here really soon. The Iron Troops are an interesting unit. They're pretty decent. They also require a decent amount of coin, but you aren't forced to make some pikemen with them or anything along those lines. So, as China, most every army you create, you are forced to make more than one type of unit. But Iron Troops, you can choose to make only a skirmisher type unit with it. Decent amount of damage. Oh, interesting. I wasn't aware that the sharpshooter attack allows you to kill an Iron Troop in one shot. That's really interesting. That's awesome. Very interesting little tidbit there. And some war wagons coming out from Germany. So we have 5 war wagons, 9 Uhlans, 8 skirmishers, versus a pretty good mass from China. He's got 7 Iron Troops, 15 musketeers, 10 Kashek, and 8 pikemen. We can look at it. He has sent 1k coin intervention. He is pop capped right now. Population capped, is not able to produce more units until he builds a village somewhere. Maybe he could be upgrading his village too. Yeah, he is. Okay, so now he's not pop capped anymore. Interesting choice to upgrade the village there instead of building one additional one. He doesn't need any more for protection, so that makes some sense. But an additional village is a little bit cheaper, I believe. I believe it's 200 wood, 200 coin. I could be wrong on that, but just building another village provided the same amount of population there, but only 200 wood. Yeah. Looking at it, the military is definitely in favor of China, but China's Keshik are pretty weak. The pikemen are decently weak until you have upgrades on them. The Iron Troops and the Iron Troops are worth 2 population, so 2 population for those stats is a little bit not quite as pop efficient as it could be. But not terrible either. They're pretty good units, but definitely taking 2 population. Musketeers are pretty strong for their population. And we have a single meteor hammer raiding Germany here. Could just be trying to force a response. SoldieR sends most of his army over there when most of the army of China is at the front there. And this little cliff is going to allow SoldieR's town to be much more protected. Let's see how he responds to this. He just has a stable. He's going to need a pop. He is age 4, so he's going to need a good pop units, and 2 heavy cannons come out. That's really good. Should be able to push this back. The Ulan snare. That's quite a few units going down there from China. This is going to be a very interesting fight. The heavy cannons are going to do a whole lot. China is cleaned up pretty much all of the Ulans though. War wagons coming in. We'll see exactly how this fight goes. Much bigger army from China, but the heavy cannons do a whole lot. The Iron Troops, micros is what will decide fights like this. And both heavy cannons are still up. Both are getting lower HP though. Let's see how this is held. Another heavy cannon comes out from the factory. I think this is going to be pushed back by SoldieR. That was a good fight from him. Interesting choice. I'm not sure would have chosen to fight double heavy cannon under town center as China. He did have a bigger army, but you want to engage that in open field where you can have a good opportunity to take down those heavy cannons. Very big fight there. That's probably the swinging fight of this whole match. We'll see what China can do with it at this point. He is still age 3 versus Germany's age 4. Germany age 4 has a really strong power spike. You have factories, of course, can get cannons out, but yeah, Germany age 4 is really good. China's still age 3. I wonder what he's going to try to do to counter this. He's going to either need to go age 4 or and kind of defend for a while, or he's going to try to build a big army and try to do what he can with it. It's looking like he's opting for the bigger army. It's a lot of war wagons out from Germany. War wagons plus heavy cannons is very difficult to deal with. If he gets a few more coming out, Still only one factory. That's a lot of war wagons. 13 war wagons. War wagons, for anyone curious, they're 3 population. Currently 54 attack. They're upgraded to guard. He's getting the arsenal upgrade from them now, which will provide 2 more additional range. 18 range, ranged cavalry. Light cavalry is really good. Very good unit. Takes down a village and a couple villagers there. Alright, so we look at the economy. Still better for Germany. Very even military population, but the heavy cannons are very, very good. Lots of cavalry there. Lots of war wagons out from Germany, though. This next engagement will probably decide the match. Oh, that was a crack shot earlier that took down the iron troops, so I was wrong around that sharpshooter. That's my bad. But very interesting there. Yeah, it takes down another unit. The heavy cannons are retreating, it looks like. He's got 3 heavy cannons out now. We have a pretty even military unit population, but like we said earlier, the heavy cannons are just very, very pop efficient. They take 7 population, and they're just very, very good. They're arguably the best cannon unit possible. The factory produces really good cannon units. Yeah, lots of war wagons out. 23 at this time. I'm not sure that China's going to be able to do a whole lot versus that. He is perhaps going to age up really soon. He's saving a lot of his food. Both player has a lot of food at this point. This next engagement is going to be really key. Lots of cavalry out from Lucas. If he can take down the cannons quickly, then perhaps they have a chance. But that's a lot of cavalry versus a lot of war wagons. Hand mortars coming out. Hand mortars, that's a good choice. So hand mortars allow you to take out the cannons from range, but with the hand mortars, he's not going to be able to deal with all the war wagons having mostly cavalry, and the war wagons indeed take down the hand mortars. So kind of a free couple of hand mortars going down there. Let me change this to military units and this to shipments sent. So that's a little bit easier for you guys to see how many military units are on the field. China's just being pushed off a lot of resources. That's kind of rough. Some raiding Ulans coming around over here. China still age 3. And Germany with 3,000 food in the bank. Doesn't have a whole lot. Both the natural resources on this map is mostly down, and the fight comes in. The cavalry are all coming in. They're getting some good shots onto the cannons are going down. All the cannons are down. Let's see if what Germany tries to do here. He should be cutting back, killing off the cavalry, making sure nothing else comes in. That was really good engagement, as good as could be expected from China. That was a lot better than I was expecting to happen. The cannons went down almost right away. The 6 settler wagon shipment comes in from Germany. Looking at the deck, he could have sent something more military focused if he had decided. Perhaps in the middle of the fight he was forgetting that he sent that. Let's see, we have some more war wagons. Another heavy cannon out. Still no second factory yet. Oh, there's the second factory, never mind. Alright, so second factory, looking good. So that was as good as could be expected from China. You're an age down, your opponent has stronger units, you take down the cannons, some excellent micro from Lucas. Well done to him there. See this trade post once again being fought over. Germany is opting to build it, but the hand mortars take it down. I'm curious how much longer China's going to stay age 3. If he was age 4, maybe he could match up with the strength of units that Germany has. He's probably running close to out of military shipments too. Probably only 1 or 2 left, if even that. We can look at the previous shipments that were sent. He sent 1, 2, 3. So yeah, there's a few more military shipments left to be sent, and he does also have the 8 infinite Keshik. So he's still looking to stay age 3 for a little while, it seems. On the other hand, SoldieR was able to. He only has 4 villagers on food. He had so much food there. Most all of his villagers on coin at this moment. Have this another TP coming up from Germany here. It's a far TP close to China's side, so it should be going down pretty quickly. We'll see if it actually even gets a pass of the trade route. Looks like it should get one. Looking back at the map, so Germany has a much bigger military at this point. While he lost the heavy cannons last fight, they were from the factories. They're really good units. He shipped the 10 Hussar card. I think Germany should have this fight. It depends a lot upon the micro. If he loses cannons quickly, I don't think he's going to, but if he does, that could be really bad. All those cav coming in snare. These Hussar are really good. They're basically automatically upgraded to guard Hussar. Yeah, the heavy cannons just do a lot of work there. It's really close. It looks like China is definitely going to lose this fight, though. Yeah, this was an excellent build order, excellent strategy from SoldieR here. He pretty much fast industrial, and he catches China off guard. That was looking to do a little bit more of a late age 3 fight with the Porcelain Tower. If he had upped with the Confucius Academy, he would have had a greater army capability. Possibly have been able to push in Germany and punish the early age 4. We have the Germany army just completely swamping his opponent's military population. Much bigger economy too. Yeah, we'll see how this goes. 194 population for SoldieR, 94 for Lucas. We'll see how long it takes for Lucas to call it. I don't think there's a way back for him at this point. Yeah. Excellent build order from SoldieR. Really good micro from Lucas. He almost kind of pulled it back with that H3 fight, taking down the heavy cannons, but it was just to kind of delay the inevitable. That was a good game. We can look at some of the post-game stats real quick. Indeed, a lot more units killed, but yeah, the combat XP definitely in favor of SoldieR. It probably would have been fairly close, though, before that last engagement. Really good mid-game fight there by Lucas. Yeah, we can look at the military unit population. Very close, almost the whole game. Although SoldieR, after he hit age 4 and was able to get some military up at this point, he pretty much had the advantage in military unit population. As Germany, your population is a little bit inflated, but you're also age 4 compared to the age 3 China. So really well done from him there. You can look at the resources gathered. Pretty even. Definitely a swing in SoldieR's favor later on into the game. Can take a look at villager population, pretty much in favor of SoldieR the entire game. Yeah, well done from both players. We're going to get into the next game. This was game number 1. SoldieR takes it. That's 1 game to SoldieR and 0 for Lucas. Excellent game. Finally had it come in. The next map that we're going to have is it is going to be Lumico. Very, very interesting map here. Let's get into the next game. And yeah, it is going to be Biggs picking first. And so it is going to be Lucas picking first, I believe. Yeah, Lucas and Biggs picking first. I'll make sure he picked auto.
Yes.
Okay, alright. And SoldieR, he's going to need to pick a new civilization. We'll see what he chooses into this. Lumico is a very interesting map. it's just got like different sections of the map. You have the possibility of going sea with good whales and good fish. You've got a cliff kind of blocking off the opponents from each other, but you start pretty close together with the exception of that. So perhaps some walling on the left-hand side here. Got the trade post that's surely going to be fought over some. Um, Decent amount of hunts and mines. Not a crazy amount and not a super small amount. We'll see what he picks into this. Ottomans blind. That's pretty. I mean, you have a few options. Kind of one of the more standard meta builds right now is to do a FF into Janissaries and double Falconets and just pushing really hard with that. This map does give you the option to be a little bit more defensive. You're able to wall a little bit and can save your map or wall a little bit and be able to defend a little bit easier than some maps. But we'll see what he goes with it. Looking good. Yeah, looks like all the audio was excellent, and we're going to get into this next game shortly. SoldieR is just deciding what to pick into Ottomans. There's a few options. Ottomans is fairly strong in their FF, like I was saying earlier. Janissaries and the two Falconets, just a very strong early timing push. Ottoman, when they age up, still create villagers, so they're better than a lot of civilizations in the FF. Partly due to that, your economy is a little bit. It's not hurt as much when you age up because you're still able to produce villagers while aging. They also have some excellent units at their disposal. The Ottoman economy in general is a little bit weaker than some other civilizations, but because their military is so strong, it makes up for it. On EP, the ESOC patch, their economy is better than the RE patch. Yeah, we'll see what goes on here. Yeah, there's a lot of options. If I was SoldieR, I'd be looking at the FF as a very strong possibility. H2 Ottomans definitely not as strong as they are on the regular patch. The Abus is definitely weaker. H3 and H4, their Abus are stronger though. Yeah, let's see what he does here. That was an excellent build order, excellent game plan, pretty good execution from SoldieR last game. Lucas, SoldieR goes China into the Ottomans. This will be interesting. China has a very good FF also. Perhaps he's looking to do that. See how this game goes down. Ottomans and China. This is game number 2 of the match between Lucas and the Bigs versus SoldieR and the NWC. It's going to be a very interesting game. Based on last game, it was quite intriguing. The build orders and the game execution, well done for both players. Can look at the. Let me update the overlay. Let me make sure the map spawn is pretty good. Yeah, very good map spawn. Very close, very good. Alright, so let me update the logos for each player. 1 millisecond. Alright, there we go. Alright, that is updated, and here we go. Alright, so we look at the map. You can wall this, and that whole side is kind of safe. You could also wall a little bit, and if your opponent wants to put pressure, they have to go all the way around or put an FB over here or something. Ottomans immediately goes for the middle trade post. SoldieR going for the top one. Looks like he did get a treasure, 40 food treasure. So he opted for the 40 food treasure, kind of let his opponent have the middle trade post. If you're able to get the middle trade post ahead of Ottomans there, that can be pretty big. We do have Lucas who opted for a mosque and a house to only one trade post. Let's see, no decks being picked. Oh, we do have the deck picked up from Ottomans. So with this deck, you can definitely do some Age 2 pressure. The Age 3 is also a distinct possibility. He does have Silk Road here. Pretty good card if you have a lot of crates. It's changed from the RE patch, providing only 15% more for crates, and it does 25% more, but it's not a team card. So for 1v1, a much better card. Yeah, looking good. We have this native warrior that that soldier is going for. Is the game volume a little bit too low? I mean, a little bit too high? Go ahead and let me know about that. I don't know what you guys prefer. Alright, so looking at the treasures picked up, soldiers picked up 2. Ottomans has not picked up a single one yet. It goes for 3 settlers first, as expected. The standard village and trade post out from soldier. It's going for a cougar. Interesting. That's an interesting choice. I suppose he's just trying to get a little bit of a ragtag band of armies out. I don't know. There's not a whole lot of good treasures for him. He's got a couple coin treasures. On the other hand, lots of treasures for soldier here. So the generation of treasures definitely a little bit in favor of soldier. At the same time, though, I mean, as China, you kind of just have priority on the treasures as opposed to Ottomans. So not sure would have mattered that much. Alright, so a little bit of fighting going on here. Ottomans Explorer might be trapped. No, okay, so well played from him. Let's see, it should be able to escape. That Incan Huamanca, 48 siege. It should take down that trade post. That's pretty big. Looks like Ottomans is going to be building another trade post. He's almost age 2. He sends the Silk Road card, and we'll see what he tries to do with this. If he could defend his trade post, that would do a lot. But I mean, just the single Incan Huamanca puts a lot of pressure on him on his economy. I'm gonna turn down the game sound just a bit. I'm sorry it's so loud, guys. There we go. Should be a little bit lower. I'm going to turn it down just a bit. Sorry about that. There we go. Alrighty. Good fights coming in here. Yep, Wicked Cossack. I fixed it. Soldier isn't is not. Soldier is indeed NWC. I fixed it quickly though. Looking at it, yeah, some good good fighting going on here. Okay. Stable out from Ottomans. It's looking like he's not trying to do his pure FF. Soldier, on the other hand, still age 2. No War Academy. It looks like Ottomans is perhaps just trying to defend his trade posts. A little bit of scouting coming out here from the Disciple. Probably going to be an FF of sorts from China, seeing as he has no War Academy. And the cavalry come out. Well done from Lucas there. I think, yeah, he's going to prevent his... He should be able to prevent his trade post from going down, and also is going to take down the monk. That was some really good micro... Not forcing, but expecting soldier to come and try to defend his Incan Huamanca with his monk, and then also getting... Lucas getting free XP onto him. Let's see. Good fighting. Still no War Academy from Soldier. Is gonna be an FF from him. On the other hand, Lucas did send 700 coin, so we could be looking to go age 3 with this, sort of a semi-FF. Yeah. The trade post still low HP, has not opted to repair it yet. He sent 700 wood though. Could be doing that very shortly. Looks like Stagecoach was upgraded. Both players having some access to the trade route though. Definitely with the Ottoman Silk Road though, your trade routes are even better. Have the sentries that came out. Just trying to defend since he has no War Academy. He is upgrading to age 3. That's the Porcelain Tower, I believe. Looking good there. Barracks coming out from Ottomans. Both player opting to put their FBs over here. Pretty good choice with a trade post here. Neither player deciding to wall this area though. Walls on EP are half as strong until upgraded as RE. 1500 HP instead of 3000. Yeah, so we just have a semi-FF from Lucas. He built a few more cavalry, and on the other hand, SoldieR, no defensive, no buildings yet to defend with. He's got Summer Palace that is producing units. Can look at units in queue. That doesn't show it, I suppose. Alright. You just got a couple Chukunu and Quang Pikemen out. Yep. Lucas is looking really good here, though. He is idling the whole army of SoldieR with just a few cavalry. SoldieR does not have any War Academies out. Once he hits age 3, he may have some options, but looking really good for Lucas here. He is still age 2. He's decided to stay age 2 instead of and build a few more units instead of aging up. We'll see how that works out. As it is, I mean, it's working out as well as you would expect, or as you could expect. Just lots of idling going on here. Looking really good for Lucas right now. Taking down the SoldieR's trade post too. So he's losing some cavalry right now. We look at, units lost. And we see he has lost 8 Hussar, but at the cost of idling most all of the Chinese military, or Chinese economy. So probably more than paying up for it with that. Yeah. Let's see. Okay, so he's building a consulate a little bit farther away. Lucas is losing a lot of Hussar, but probably worth it. That's a lot of idled economy. No villagers lost though. SoldieR says K. He's probably quite annoyed with that. Looking at it, we can look at the military units, and it's just 4 Hussar and 5 Janissaries. He lost a decent amount of units. Okay, a little bit of wall coming up from Lucas, trying to but the Cav, just a little bit late on that wall. If he's really fast, he could wall himself into the cliff, but he does not see it in time, does not react in time. Yeah, coming back with the Hussar. That might be some good raids coming in. One villager going down, maybe. One villager does indeed go down. The Hussar coming back. They're not enough to engage these meteor hammers by themselves, but the Janissaries backing up might be able to push this back. We do have intervention coming out, a card that sends units from your consulate. For the British consulate, it provides 9 musketeers. It's really good shipment. One of the better shipments out there in age 3. These redcoats are basically veteran redcoats with 10% more attack and HP, I believe. Pretty good card for what you get there. Lots of hunts being gathered on the backside of the TC from where China is coming in. This could be an interesting fight. Lucas did hit age 3 just a bit ago. We'll see what he does with this. No artillery foundry out, so he's trying to stick with the Janissaries and the Cav, which don't directly counter the musketeers. Houses going down on Lucas's side. Lucas still has all 3 trade posts, so China opted to push in from the left side here, and he's taking down houses. I mean, always good to take down opponent's houses, but he perhaps taking down the trade post with Silk Road would have been better. We'll see. Some more cavalry trained from China. These are some iron flails and some meteor hammers. Got some arquebus that were shipped too with a 10 arquebus card. And the army, we look at the army population, it's 50 to 43. This could be interesting, a better army composition from soldiers' side, but Janissaries and Ottoman cavalry are not to be underestimated. Ottoman cavalry, though, he doesn't have the cavalry combat in. Not yet. They're veteran, of course, but looks like soldiers kind of baiting this fight, shooting the cav. Fight coming in. We'll see how this goes. It's pretty close. The micro is okay from Lucas's side. Pretty good, almost as good a micro as you could want from soldier's side. All his arquebus were safe, and the Janissaries not targeting. I mean, they're targeting the correct units, but all the arquebus being saved with that much cavalry coming in from Lucas was really good. We'll see. Is there more units on the way? A couple of Cheng Dao. If these arquebus can make it out, I think it was pretty decent trade from both sides. I would perhaps value the trade from soldier side a bit more. Lucas had a bigger military army population going into it, and soldier did pretty good there. Yeah. Chinese military age 3 is pretty good. You got some amazing military shipments. He does ship 11 Cheng Dao. So he opted for 11 Cheng Dao over, the only other options would have been military shipments that costed coin. So the Cheng Dao should protect his arquebus pretty well. See how this fight goes. Looks like Ottoman is on the other side of the map, perhaps expecting soldier to try to hit the trade post, but he doesn't. He opts for these houses again. Well, sorry, I just had to take a quick drink. Lots of action going on here. All right, so the Cheng Dao are sieging arquebus. That's a decent amount of arquebus. We see 22 arquebus, 23 Cheng Dao, and 6 musketeers for a soldier. 19 Janissaries, 8 hussar, and 6 Minutemen. Minutemen kind of called at the end of that fight. Didn't do a whole lot at the end of the previous fight. In the back, though, if not microed on, if a soldier doesn't micro correctly or is focusing on other aspects of the fight, the Minutemen can actually do quite a bit. 26 attack is pretty good. Pretty good. For a unit that basically costs 30 food, 30 coin, it's kind of hard to beat that. That was bad math. 150 divided by 6 is how much food and coin it costs. Looks like both players kind of going for the right side of the map, the top right side of the map. The cavalry just raiding from Ottomans here. Looks like they'll be cleaned up though. Just one of them maybe. No, they both make it out. Very low HP though, both of them. 67 and 19. Okay, we finally have a falconet out. Just one, though. He has not opted to send 2 falconets yet. That could have been pretty important to send earlier. And a wall coming up from soldier. If Lucas pushes now, he might deny it. We'll see if he does that. No denying right now. That's an interesting wall. Just barely, I believe infantry can probably get through there, just barely, but it could mess up their their pathing a little bit, get them a little bit stuck on the wall. Villager does to go down. Still good to have that wall there though. Walls are pretty good. They're very cheap. 5 wood for that wall segment, and it can allow you like. Would you rather have? He spent 20 wood there, and he got a free janissary. I mean, you take that anytime. Of course, he lost a villager, so it's not worth in that aspect. But 1 falconet out. Okay, yeah, it's got 5 falconets out. Now the army composition from Lucas is looking better. We'll see no castle yet from China. One option that I very rarely see, but is an option, especially in a situation like this, is having 7 hand mortars in your deck as China. If your opponent has a bunch of cavalry, you expect him to go cavalry, you can pick a deck with 7 hand mortars, and you don't have to invest right away at least into a castle and hand mortars. I believe hand mortars cost 50 food, 100 wood, or around there. It might be 90 wood. And the castle itself is expensive, costing a couple hundred wood and 100 coin. And this fight, though, at least 1 falconet will go down. Okay, 1 falconet goes down. Pretty close trade. A little bit better for Lucas so far. But falconet going down does hurt. Falconets are just so powerful. Without an answer to them from range, it can be really hard for China to push in on them. He does have a decent amount of cav. If he approaches from 2 sides, he might be able to get it. Is he going to get another cannon here? Okay, that was some excellent micro from SoldieR there. He should get at least, yeah, there's 1 falconet, 2 falconets going down. The Manchu in the back with a flank from both sides with the cavalry. That was an excellent micro from SoldieR there. Couldn't have asked for better micro for that fight. Good engagement. It looks like all of Lucas's army is going to go down. He did lose, SoldieR lost a decent amount of units, but not having artillery of his own and not having anti-artillery such as hand mortars. Yep, yeah, Lucas is going to call it. That was an excellent fight from SoldieR. That was picture perfect. Well done by him. Looking at the combat stats, very close in combat XP, a little bit more from SoldieR, as expected when you win a large fight like that. We can look at some of the villager population, just in favor of SoldieR the whole time. The trade routes did make a difference for sure. Look at the resources gathered. SoldieR, yeah, he started off a little bit slower. The trade posts do a whole lot. The crate shipments do a whole lot, but then SoldieR's just having that many more villagers was able to make it work. Military unit population, pretty close. We can look at the idle. Let's look at the idle villager population first. Yeah, lots of villagers idled pretty much this whole time. Most of his economy so that's 9 minutes 18. So over 3 minutes there. Let's look at this here. So about 3 minutes, 2.5 minutes. Little over 2.5 minutes. Most all of China's economy was idled. So some really good play there early from Lucas. Perhaps he needed to add those falconets earlier though. The fight over here, that went pretty close, but SoldieR perhaps had a little bit of an advantage after that fight. If he had falconets in there, it could have been different. Good gameplay from both. I like the choice to put pressure early from Lucas, but SoldieR just proving his worth with that excellent micro in that fight, killing all of the falconets there. That was amazing. All right, we're going to get into the next game really shortly here. Alrighty. And they have not picked some civilizations yet. I don't think. SoldieR to pick first. Tuparo. This is an interesting map. Some people like it, some people don't like it. The trade route can spawn horizontally or vertically. Or vertically or horizontally. From top left to bottom right, or bottom left to top right. It's really hard to wall on this map, so it is a map where it doesn't favor defensive civilizations quite as much. We'll take a look. Looking good. We'll see what they pick. Perhaps they're taking just a little bit of a break. Good, intense games like this. I mean, really, really good build orders from both. SoldieR up 2-0 is just proving his worth. Is just edging out Lucas a little bit here. He did really, really well. In game one, he just had a pretty greedy, very good build order in the fast industrial, but pretty greedy. And on the other hand, Lucas didn't punish it, but Lucas had excellent micro during that game and really almost made up for his not punishing the fast industrial. Whoa, thank you for the sub. Second last, no, I'll spank you gifted a tier 1 sub to second last night. Well done. Thank you so much for doing that. Yeah, look, let me look here. Yeah, so we'll get into the next game very shortly. Yeah, game 1, SoldieR, a little bit greedier build order that wasn't punished by Lucas, but Lucas had excellent micro. Game number 2, very greedy, not very greedy, but a standard China FF from SoldieR. On the other hand, Lucas being able to punish that with lots of idle villagers on SoldieR's side due to the cavalry and the Janissaries coming out. But at the same time, SoldieR was able to pull it back with some excellent micro towards the end there. Game 1 was SoldieR, he was Germany versus Lucas is China. For those that are curious. Let's see how this goes. Yeah, the civ resets in game 4. You only need to play 3 civs. Obviously, more is an option. SoldieR's Germany looked really strong there, but I think it was partly due to it just being really greedy and Lucas not punishing it. We'll see what happens. It looks like they're taking a bit of a break. Yeah. Let me re-chat a little bit. See if I can. Let's see. Yeah, it's pretty late for Lucas, I believe. Yeah. Well, it's past 1 a.m., 2 a.m. almost. Yep. It was 1 a.m. Looking at the time, yeah, it's almost 2 a.m. for him. 1:40 a.m. SoldieR, I believe it was Lucas. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe Lucas 5-0'd Haza. I know that's a little bit of a touchy subject. Haza kind of threw it a little bit, / didn't want to compete in it, and yeah, he did really well there. But SoldieR's proving his worth and throwing the gauntlet down on Lucas here. Yeah. Yeah. This is the third game, for anyone curious. Thank you for the tier 1 sub, Diaruga. Sorry, Spank you gifted a tier 1 sub, Diaruga. Yeah, appreciate that a lot. You're awesome, Spank you. Yeah, that was some crazy good games. SoldieR, yeah, like we're saying, game 1, SoldieR very greedy, sending 2 settler wagons, 3 settler wagons, 2 settler wagons. You can't ask for a greedier shipments being sent from Germany there. That's as greedy as you can get. But Lucas didn't punish it. Paid off really well. Lucas opted for the Porcelain Tower to age 3 instead of the Confucius Academy, which it provides 8 arquebus. So if you're going for a strong early timing push, then the China Confucius Academy is a little bit better. Porcelain Tower is amazing, of course. If you use it to age 4, though, then you get even better value out of it. SoldieR opts for Aztec in Germany, and Lucas goes Germany here. Alrighty, so we're getting into the next game very shortly here. Bodie McBoatface, they originally planned to play at 1 a.m. Start it at 1 a.m., but they went a half hour earlier. I was planning to cast it at 1 a.m. his time, because that was what was originally posted, but it would end up being a half hour earlier that they were intending to do it, and the casting team did not notice that until it was not too late, a few minutes before when they're intending to do it. So we started about 10 minutes late. It was about 12:40. Their or 0:40 Lucas's time. But we were able to get it started pretty quickly. Tuparo. So this map, it looks like the graphics have been updated a little bit from last time I saw. This looks kind of cool though. The orange on the minimap, it's definitely different. We'll see what the players think of it. But yeah, that's I don't know. I think it's kind of cool. Having unique things and a little bit new elements to a game is always nice. So we have Aztecs versus Germany. Let me get the logos set up correctly. Lucas is with the Bigs, I believe, and NWC is SoldieR. Oh wait, I had it right. All right. All right. Looking at it, let me just double check that that is indeed correct. And it is. Yes. All right. So, yeah, we have a fire pit coming out from Aztecs. Pretty standard. We can look at shipments sent and military units. We have a deck picked up by Germany already. As showcased earlier, SoldieR had the 6 settler wagons, but Lucas does not. It's not very common to have that 6 settler wagons, although it is a very good shipment. He doesn't have the 8 Hackapels here. Pretty good deck all around though. He doesn't have 8. He doesn't have the 5 Ulan, which is totally fine. On the other hand, SoldieR has not picked a deck yet. It's interesting that Germany would choose to pick a deck this early. He almost has a shipment, but Aztecs generally are going to have to pick a deck earlier. Let me just check the map generation real quick. Let me just pause it real quick. Let me just double check that they're cool with that. All right. There we go. All right, looking good. All right, so yeah, a little bit favors Lucas. I'm sorry I took so long to do that. I'll remember to do that a little bit earlier, but yeah, the map generation favors Lucas a little bit, but it's pretty close. Yeah, that's my bad. I'm sorry for that, players. I should have done that earlier. Yeah, so looking at the treasures on the map, we've got 140 food picked up by SoldieR. That's excellent. 40 XP by Lucas. 40 food by SoldieR. Better treasures for Lucas for sure here. Or I mean by SoldieR here. He should be able to age up significantly faster because of it. 700 food already for SoldieR and only on 400 for Lucas. Yeah. Let's see. Looking at the rest of the treasures on the map, there's a few wood treasures on SoldieR's side, and a food treasure, 100 food. On the other hand, 135 coin, 40 coin. Lots of coin treasures, yeah, left on Lucas's side, which is good for Germany. Yeah, I apologize for that. Oh well. So SoldieR hits age 2. He ages up fast. That's not something you expect all the time. I guess so. This is a little bit of a debate going on between the higher level players. You can age up fast, and your TC can create more villagers in that time, so your TC isn't quote unquote idled as much, creating villagers. You can also have some shipments to send earlier in age 2. He does send a war hut out, but honestly, his war hut it would have been delayed a little bit if he had aged up with the war hut bonus. But he would have had 2 war huts up. So it seems like maybe a more of an economic approach from SoldieR here. He ships 700 wood, so I think a little bit more of an economic approach. If you're aging up fast and you're not putting pressure super early, which usually if you're going to be putting pressure super early, you don't actually age up fast, as weird as that sounds. In this case, he's probably going for a little bit more of economic approach. Yeah, looking at it, controlling. So this map is pretty interesting. You've got a lot of you can't wall on this marsh, if you will. So the whole map's pretty open. This side not quite as open. You obviously can't wall on the trade route. But there's a lot of mines on this side. So building a war hut a little bit closer to the left side here allows him a bit more control. And perhaps it's wise to put some pressure on this side of the map. You're allowed to hunt and mine a little bit safer, and your opponent can't mine and hunt quite as well. Looking at it, yeah, let's look at units in queue. Could be a little bit interesting. Germany goes with the standard barrack start, not playing it greedy like SoldieR did in game 1. Can look at some maces coming out, a couple houses. He is housed. Let's see. So the maces pop before he's able to get the houses up. So perhaps a tad bit of a mistake by SoldieR there, but it may not be punished soon. That priest getting a little bit of attack. The Ulan goes down. Yeah. I don't think SoldieR has scouted this bottom side of the map a whole lot, because there's 2 wood treasures. And 100 food right here. Pretty good treasures to pick up. He opted to instead focus on the middle. And we have some crossbow and pikes coming in here. Yeah, looking good. So he's engaging under here. That's a good time to engage. Your war hut, it did as much damage as it could. The TC big button coming in. Yeah, so this fight is really close. The mace is popping. This should turn it. Definitely really good engagement for SoldieR. That was well done. He waited as long as he could for his war hut to do as much damage, and then engaged at just the right time when the war had done as much damage as it could, and forcing the opponent to make a decision to back up, which he chose to do. Perhaps a little bit late. He fought it a little bit, but the units popping did a great job. The 3 Jaguar warriors popping 450 food from the Aztec town center does a lot. He did send the 10 mace card. Lucas, on the other hand, we can look at the deck again real quick. He sent the 2 settler wagons and the 3 settler wagons and the 8 crossbow. SoldieR took down the German trade post and has 3 now himself. And he's got a lot of military shipments age 2. 700 wood, 600 wood, infinite 600 coin. That card, infinite 600 coin, is a really good card. I think most civilizations would, not every, but most civilizations would kind of like to have that card over even just the, they probably gave up the 700 wood and 700 coin and 600 coin just for that. I mean, 100 coin is a big difference, but being able to send it as much as you want allows you to stage 2 and put pressure for a long time. And the Ulan's kind of coming in here. I'm not sure I would have tried to do that. I mean, you can, those maces can almost one-shot the Ulan. Kind of just a free Ulan going down there. All 4 trade posts come up from SoldieR. He does not repair his war hut, though. It's very likely that it's going to go down. The Ulans did scout the enemy's army and see that most everything was over there, though. So it looks like this war hut will probably go down for free. If SoldieR can maybe snare it. No, he just gets the war hut for free. So well done by Lucas, looking for a good opportunity. That's probably why he dropped his Ulan there. Just went in and tried to see how much of the army was actually there. Yeah, looking at it, looking good. Yeah, looking really good. Some good game plan from both players. We can look at the military units. Definitely more for SoldieR. On the other hand, Lucas has a lot of crossbow, which are not the best unit. 1 population, 100 HP, ranged attack of 16. They're pretty decent though. You compare it to the mace, a little bit better for the crossbow. But yeah, we'll see. This fight could prove to be really devastating for Lucas. That's a much bigger army by SoldieR. It's just slightly bigger. Okay, so the Minutemen are popped. The Ulans come out. This is going to be a very deciding fight for this game. Looking really good for Aztec so far. The Coyotes in on the crossbow. All the mace is still up. Villagers even going to start going down. SoldieR may back off pretty soon. We'll see what he does with it, but that was really good. Really good done by, well done by SoldieR. A lot of his army's just sitting back though at this point. He needs some more Puma, some anti-cav there. Lots of maces with just 2 Puma to defend. He's got all 4 trade posts, so this, I mean, that's really, really valuable. All 4 trade posts. And it is upgraded to Stagecoach. He's got 3 war huts coming up, or 1 already up, a 4th war hut coming up. So that's a lot of war huts. On the other hand, Lucas is still Age 2. Age 2 Germany isn't that great. Ulans are not amazing unit for their cost and population. Kind of lacking in that sense. You're kind of forced to, your only options for military is basically the Ulans, the crossbow, pikemen, and Doppelsoldner. So Age 2 Germany military units is not amazing. They have pretty good economy with the 2 settler wagons in Age 1, 3 settler wagons in Age 2, and then again the 2 settler wagons in Age 2 if he decides to send it again. But Aztec is definitely has the advantage in a prolonged Age 2 fight. Yeah, just really good units for the age. We'll see if this trade post goes down. Lucas needs to put damage onto the trade posts, but really that's kind of playing into SoldieR's favor because he's got the better army composition in Age 2. Although looking at it, the military unit population is much bigger for Germany, so perhaps that economy paying off a little bit. German economy is really good. He does have the 5 Doppelsoldners, so he has enough to deal with the Coyotes. That's a lot of Coyotes, but Doppelsoldners are very good versus Coyotes. The maces, he's got a bigger mace mass. SoldieR does not have very many Pumas, so the Ulans do have an opportunity to make an impact. Let's see what exactly happens here. And they come in. I like the army composition from Lucas more. Having a lot of war huts out is good for SoldieR though. He does have the opportunity. I'm not sure I'd push the into here right now if I was Lucas. He needs to make something happen, but I'm not sure I'd make something happen under 3 war huts. The ability to pop tons of units really quick. All the Doppelsoners pretty much going down. 2 left, and they're all dead. Let's see what happens here. Coyote coming out. Yeah, this is looking good for SoldieR. Looking really good for SoldieR here. The villagers coming in perhaps to just block a little bit or throw down a bit of additional damage. I don't think I would have taken that fight under the 3 war huts. Perhaps put pressure on another trade post or maybe even nearest town center, but 3 war huts, that's asking for it in my opinion. But yeah, looking good from SoldieR. We can look at the economy, slightly better from SoldieR at this point. He shipped the warrior priests, so it looks like he may be dancing for more warrior priests soon, or perhaps just more XP. We'll see. On the other hand, Lucas, his army's a lot smaller than SoldieR's. I think SoldieR kind of knows this. This is an interesting choice here. So SoldieR does not want to want this to go into age 3 and later. Prolonged age 2 fight is really good for SoldieR. Good raid coming in. Should be 1 villager down. We'll see if he gets away with it. The Coyote runners are a little bit faster than the Uhlans, but they get caught out. It's pretty bad for him there. Couple free Coyotes coming down. And it looks like they'll get caught. Yeah. Honestly, though, Germany should try to get age 3. He sent 700 coin, 600 coin, used it all up, so he's not looking to go age 3. He's sticking to age 2 units. While on the other hand, Aztec, he sends infinite 600 coin. He's very happy to stay in an age 2 fight versus Germany here. Yeah, looking good for him. Let's see, Germany's looking to engage into the 3 warrior huts. No, he's just picking up his explorer. So Germany definitely wants to have the trade posts instead of Aztecs, but we'll see if he can do a whole lot with it. I think perhaps I don't know. SoldieR doesn't want it to go H3, so perhaps he needs to put enough pressure. But at the same time, Lucas should be trying to go H3, and instead he's just trying to put pressure instead. There is all the trade posts in favor of SoldieR, and Lucas sees that and does not want to keep that open. But I think maybe that's a really good just game plan from SoldieR to go for all the trade posts, making Germany decide between aging up or contesting the trade posts. Yeah, this is, I'm looking at chat, and yeah, B-Winner says just resign at this point, and Kami says, why is German colonial? Yeah, I mean, just, I guess he wants to take care of the trade posts instead of going age 3, but this is a big fight coming in here. The Mesas could do a lot versus the Dops. The Dops, the Dops, there's no Coyotes from SoldieR, so he changed up his build order, or his unit composition a lot. Yep, calls it. GG. Well played from SoldieR there. Last fight he had a lot of Coyotes and a bunch of Mesas, not really any Pumas. And Lucas, kind of expecting the same, went with a lot of Doppelsoners and a lot of Cav. And SoldieR changed up and said, all right, you can do that. I'm going to go with a bunch of Mesas, be able to take down your Dops, and I'll go with some Puma to take care of your Uhlans. Some really good positional fighting from SoldieR there. He gets close to the trade post. It's really hard for the Dops to come around and deal with the Pumas here, and the Mesas just melt the Dops, and the Pikes deal with the rest. Some really good build orders and trying to counter your opponent coming out from SoldieR. Lucas, I don't know. He could have made a couple better choices, I think. Trying to engage in the 3 war huts, not the best choice. Trying to stay age 2, not a great choice in my opinion either. But yeah, comes out. He had a pretty good showing. I mean, you can't ask for a better showing from an age 2 Germany, really. But SoldieR just showing his worth and just really keeping it an H2 fight there versus versus Germany. We'll look at some of the post-game stats here. Look at that landslide of combat XP. Yeah, SoldieR just an amazing job there by him. Looking at the rest of the resources, better resources by SoldieR in the end, but mid-game, Lucas had a decent amount. I think it was starting to run out of mines and hunts. Look at villager population. Better for Lucas a lot of the game, but SoldieR catching up with a 5 shipment. Look at the military unit population. Kind of swingy. I like games like this where it swings back and forth, but if you're stuck in H2 the whole time as Germany, that's just a straight up disadvantage in the first place. This population is a little bit misleading because Uhlans are not very pop efficient. Expos, while okay, are not exactly the best. Skirmisher type unit, ranged infantry. Yeah, look at the idle villagers. Had a little bit of idle villagers when Lucas, or I guess when Lucas went for a raid. But yeah, lots of idle villagers from Lucas. That's actually a lot of idle villagers. That makes a big difference right there. From 13 minutes till 15 minutes, so a minute and a half, he had about 10 villagers constantly idle the whole time. Not very promising from that. This concludes game number 3. I did not update the scoreboard. I'm sorry about that, but it is 3-0 in favor of SoldieR. We are going to game number 4 in just a bit. Alright, game number 4 between Lucas and SoldieR. This is going to be a civ reset. I believe it is Lucas to pick first. Let me double check that. It is yeah, it is Lucas to pick first. Yep. Looking at it, Lucas went with China and then asked to change. Yeah, it's fine if he changes. SoldieR never picked after that. I appreciate SoldieR for the sportsmanship and allowing Lucas to change. He goes Aztec here. Aztec on this map is proving very effective. One of the in the previous matches, 1v1 ESOC EPL matches, Aztecs is one of the most popular picks on this map. So he goes Aztec. Let's see what SoldieR goes in response. It is civ reset. As they already know, SoldieR, I mean, he could go Aztecs into Aztecs. He's going to go France into Aztecs. All right. So we have France into Aztecs. Lucas versus SoldieR. That is that is Biggs versus NWC. And, well, the map is Wadmala. That's how you pronounce it. Yeah, we'll get into this game. Looking good. SoldieR is up 3-0 on Lucas. Kind of outperforming all around every game. But Lucas is showing some highlights, some opportunities to really pull it into the game. He's showing better micro at times, better build orders at time. In H2, he did a lot with his Hussar and Janissaries early on. Yeah, looking good. We'll look at the map real quick. Very fair. This map has really good map generations. Get this over here, and we'll just double check. I need to swap the icons, the logos for each team. Let me make the NWC just a bit smaller. Make it look better there. And back into the game. All right, so we have Lucas in Aztecs versus SoldieR as France. Let me update this real quick. Let me, alright, there we go. And I'm gonna adjust the sound setting just a millisecond. Let me know if it needs to be updated anymore, but I believe I have it fixed now. Yeah, there we go. And yeah, looking good. All right, so this is match number 4, SoldieR versus Lucas. Lucas is up 3-0 on, or SoldieR is up 3-0 on Lucas. Looks like it was a coin start. Market for France, that's a good choice with a coin start. You can get your market ups and have get hunting dogs without affecting your age up time hardly at all. We have a fire pit and house out from Aztecs as is expected for a coin start. And it looks like SoldieR's hero is going to go down. He did take out the wolf in the meantime. Looks like he's going to pull the explorer with his scout though. Is it going to work? And it's going to work. There we go. Good pull. Good micro there. Good choice to get the wolf down. So on this map, for anyone that's curious, we'll pay attention to the map a little bit. There are a few whales. I like to think of this as almost like a dinosaur eating. Big mouth here, and it's a very interesting looking map. But you've got a couple of cows over here on the islands. Each player starts with a canoe. Which if microed really well, you can take treasures pretty easily with them along the shore. Additionally, you can have villagers over here gathering from the berry bushes and the mines. A few players have opted to do so. There's also a treasure that spawns on the one. There's 70 wood for Lucas on that little island. That's very nice. And yeah, looking good. Yeah, looking good. 70 food, 1 cougar, 1 wolf. I haven't seen that treasure before. It's a very interesting treasure. Wolf and a coyote. Best buds appears. Alright, and 130 wood. That's a really good treasure to pick up. 70 food. It looks like this map has a lot of treasures where different units spawn. 90 XP. That's interesting. And SoldieR spots this trade post coming down from Lucas almost immediately. See what he does with it. And the salamanders worth 500 food. Giant salamanders, yet despite them being super small, well, I mean, they're big for salamanders, obviously, but having 500 food, compared to deer or something, they're very small. The CDB just herding them in. That's a really nice choice there. It's not something you see very often on this map in the 1v1s, but very nice there. Should be a lot of food that is bringing back to his TC. On the other hand, Aztecs over here just herding us 2 deer hunts. Yeah, looks really good for both players. And yeah, so Aztecs wasn't ever looking to build a trade post here. Was expecting SoldieR to build a trade post here though. Came over here, SoldieR decides to get the trade post up. He's already walked over here, already going to do it. He misses the trade post pass, but he's going to lose a lot of hero XP here. The scout sees the war huts coming forward. This is a very standard build as of recently. You get 2 war huts, you age up with 2 war huts, and you what's that? Okay, the canoe just shot out a little bit by the TC. You age up with 2 war huts. You send here. Let me go to shipment sent. Sorry about that. Yeah, you send 700, 3 vills, 700 wood, 600 wood, and just spam out tons of maces or coyote, and you have a really big army really fast, and it's a pretty good build order for putting a lot of pressure early. We'll see what SoldieR has to deal with this. He got a barracks down. He's pop capped. He's trying to chop enough wood real quick to get another house down. He does have the... We can look at units in queue real quick. Alright, so his TC hasn't been idle because of that. That much at least is good. He got some musketeers out too. He does know what's going on with the scouts, so being aware of it is really good start. It looks like Lucas pumped out some pumas first. So perhaps he's just focusing on being a little bit more defensive to start with. He's taking out the trade post and just defending from raids. He doesn't know that his opponent doesn't have a stable up yet. And looking at the deck real quick, he does have 3 hussar, but that's it. So it's pretty good pretty good deck from France. He has 6 gendarmes, cuirassiers in age 4. And 1600 wood, not things you always see. On the other hand, very good deck from Aztecs. Yeah. Mace were just shipped by Aztecs. He hasn't built any maces or coyotes. He's starting to build some coyotes now. He did not build any previously, though, despite sending 700 wood and 600 wood. That's very interesting. Alright, okay, he had 4 out. Okay, he got 4 out. 4 coyotes. But, yeah, it's not as strong of a push as you'd expect with this build order. Perhaps he's just trying to control the map, which is an excellent choice if you are trying to deny your opponent natural resources. France, though, perhaps SoldieR, looking at it, expecting this a little bit from Aztecs, has opted to herd in the giant salamanders, and that's going to prove very effective, very helpful in allowing him to just be able to hold on a little bit longer to some hunts that he's able to eat from. SoldieR is playing age 2 here. This could go really well for SoldieR. He's got a lot of muskets out. See what's done with that. Got a pop of cav coming out. So SoldieR, I'll explain this after this fight, but he's done really well this fight with the positioning of his army and a scout. This fight, though, Caster's curse maybe a little bit. The pumas go in and clean up a few of the cav. This is really close. The musketeers all caught out, though. Not exactly the best engagement from SoldieR. Yeah, you don't want to engage under war huts that much. But yeah, it looks like his army's all going to go down. This is really good for Lucas. Lucas might actually win this game. That was a very deciding factor. Lucas might win this game because of that. Yeah, he's got a lot of cav out. No more pumas from Lucas. So hussar are a lot. Okay, so the Minutemen popped and the Musketeer popped. Want to make sure, okay, pumas not coming out, just more coyotes. Cav are really good from SoldieR in this point. It was a really close fight. SoldieR had no military units no military units on the field there for a while. 6 pumas do come in. That's really good. Might be able to do a lot versus the cavalry, and yeah, they will. Gonna force SoldieR to go back there. SoldieR almost turned around that whole engagement just a couple moments after he lost pretty much his whole army. So that was a good opportunity there, but he does indeed get pushed back. Looks like this CDB is going to be pulled. Okay, it's safe. Alright, and Aztecs just providing a little bit of pressure. Looks like SoldieR is pretty much out of hunts. He has a little bit of berry bushes and base. You don't want to be forced to get onto those, though. He has not opted to take the cows from the island. Some more maces being popped. Aztecs just pull back. He doesn't want to fight against SoldieR with the defender's advantage. Yeah, looking good there. Yeah. The military unit population in favor of Lucas. The economy, though, strongly in favor of SoldieR. We'll see if what he's able to do with this. He needs to have natural hunts and mines to have a chance, though. Neither player has opted for a dock. It's not something you see all the time on this map. Docks are not, despite it being a lot of water on the map, not something you see every time. It looks like SoldieR is applying a little bit of pressure to the TP. Lucas moving in here. What I was saying earlier is SoldieR had his scout by his war huts, and when Lucas had his hero on the other side of the map, it was pulling back. It looks like we got a really good fight here. This is Lucas just has a much bigger army here. I don't know that SoldieR has a chance here. He's probably just, he's probably just choosing to fight it, knowing he doesn't have much of a chance, seeing what could happen. He needs to have the hunts, though, to make it work. And he doesn't. So, yeah, it looks like SoldieR, I'm expecting him to call it soon, because that's not a fight he would have wanted to take normally. But he chose to, which means that he's probably kind of given up a little bit. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Alright, we can look at some of the post-game stats. Look at the experience, much more for Lucas. Look at military unit population, basically always in favor of Lucas. The resources gathered in favor of SoldieR, and the villager population just a bit in favor of SoldieR, but that's actually more because the French vills are worth 1.25 regular vills. Can look at idle villagers, although I don't expect there to be a whole lot. A little bit by SoldieR here. Yeah, pretty good map. Lucas does indeed take a game off of SoldieR. Yeah, what I was saying earlier, so SoldieR's scout was here, and Lucas was building an outpost over here with his war hut, with his war chief, and he brought it back. Lucas saw that, immediately pulled his invisible scout back. So really good paying attention to detail by that. And then when Lucas's army was all over here, SoldieR moved in, kind of cutting off the army from the war huts and took an engagement. So it was a really good place to engage, really good time to engage by SoldieR. But I mean, Lucas ended up pulling back to the war hut just a little bit, and SoldieR losing that fight. Yeah, perhaps not the best time to engage by SoldieR, but really good positioning with his army nonetheless. This map, you get a really common strategy is to just get 2 Aztec war huts up and force the opponent to run out of natural hunts. You're kind of on a little bit, this is kind of an island, it's a peninsula, but you don't have a whole lot of natural hunts. I really like the choice to herd in the giant salamander, but that didn't prove enough. He didn't grab the cows either. Yeah, good gameplay by Lucas, just played really well. Both players played well, but the Aztecs just proving superior there. Well played by both. We'll get into the next game shortly. Alright, let me see if... Alright, it looks like ESO is down. We are going to go to the stream overlay for just a moment, and we'll be back to the game very shortly. Oh, yeah. And we are back for the next game, game number 5 between Lucas and SoldieR. Uh, we have SoldieR picking first here. The map is Iowa, and we'll see how it goes. Yeah, last game really good. Aztecs just proving to be so super strong on that map though. Just making it work really well. The thumbnail has not been updated for Iowa. There are no lakes on this map now, so very open map. It favors civilizations that like open maps a lot. The natives also are Inca and Lakota, both very, very good natives. The Inca provide the ability to, their improvements are training all units faster. They also allow you to, their infantry to move 20% faster, and then also gather from mines 20% faster. Very good upgrades. Lakota, on the other hand, you're able to get 12 bison from them. You're also able to get, I believe, correct me if I'm wrong on that, but you're also able to get dog soldiers from them, which are amazing. Some really good upgrades from them. And then the units themselves, the Inca aren't super strong, but you can make a lot of them. The Lakota, the Axe Riders are really nice. Yeah, so we'll get this next game started really shortly. SoldieR to pick first. He picks Aztecs, proving to be one of the strongest civilizations on this patch. Aztecs versus China. All right, here we go. Aztecs versus China. This is Iowa, and we have SoldieR with NWC versus Lucas and the Bigs. All right, so the game score, the game score is 3-1 in favor of SoldieR. He's done really well, just really prepared for this tournament match really, really well, countering Lucas's build orders a lot of the time. We'll see what happens here. We have China versus Aztecs. I feel like Aztecs kind of has to do a really strong early age 2 push, but we'll see. The map generation is very fair as can possibly be. I have not seen a map this fair in a while, actually. While maps are generally fair, it usually kind of gives one side a little bit of an advantage over the other. But this one, I mean, it's almost exactly mirrored. So well done. We can look at it a little bit. It is a wood start, I believe. Yeah, wood start. So that I think that favors Lucas a little bit more, but I mean it favors both of them. Obviously, wood start's always great, but Lucas able to start with a TP and get a village really easily with a wood start. And Aztecs, on the other hand, he might go for a market. Not very likely, though. It's looking like he's just doing a fire pit and a house. Usually you only do a fire pit and a house as Aztecs. There are other options, but that's kind of the standard what you do. Looks like as far as treasures go, SoldieR picked up 90 coin. That's it so far. 90 food being picked up by Lucas, though. We can look at the decks. Lucas, yeah. I think this is the same as his deck that he had earlier. No, it's a little bit more late game focused. Has 8 meteor hammers in age 4. Yeah, a little bit more late game focused than previously. SoldieR, on the other hand, yeah, pretty standard deck, pretty good deck. Lucas having this deck tells me that he probably wants to just go FF as fast as possible. We'll see what he does with it. Just good scouting coming out from both players. Scouting around. We have the Aztec War Chief and versus the Chinese monk. You can compare some of their stats really quick. 7 attack, 450 HP, 10% range resist versus 6 attack, 500 HP, 10% range resist. They're some of the two best starting monks and heroes in the game. So it's interesting that they're facing off against each other. I believe both players have seen this treasure, but he doesn't, neither player starts it off perhaps expecting the other player to be close by, waiting on the other player to start it. No treasures being picked up yet. The monk is going over here to pick up the 40 food. And it looks like SoldieR will be aging up in just a moment. Let me go to the shipment sent for you guys. And yeah, just standard villagers from both. Yeah, pretty standard. Let's see, as soon as, okay, so SoldieR's going to a lot of wood as soon as he starts aging up. Let's see what he does with it. He's gonna get this 100 food treasure. China, perhaps gonna go for the bear cub. We'll see what he does. 100 food from the opponent's side is really nice to pick up. That's really nice for SoldieR there. He sends Boxer Rebellion. That is interesting. So he sends it preemptively, expecting Aztecs to push really hard. If Aztecs just sits back, this is not something that you are going to make use of, at least early. Instead of holding a shipment, he just decides to send that really early. What it does is it gives your town center 50% more attack when it's garrisoned with villagers. And the sentries and the irregulars no longer lose hit points. So if Aztecs doesn't even try raiding, then that's pretty useless. But the sentries and irregulars not losing hit points can be really nice. It can allow you to do a few things, such as putting a little bit of pressure upon the opponent. It also gives you the ability to get treasures if you use your Minutemen, but he has not opted to send for them. He's focusing on using it defensively. Yeah, if you're gonna use it just defensively and not use it to try to deny FB or deny or get treasures or something, I think I would have just held on to that card. Yeah. Of course, your opponent doesn't know that you have sent it so far, so perhaps your opponent's going to push in, you pop your Minutemen, and it's going to they're not going to lose HP over time, so your opponent might pull back and your Minutemen will just be strong, but you could still wait to send it. I feel like that's something I'd want to wait to send. Perhaps if you're expecting a push, you can send it earlier, and then you can have your army military shipment once the enemy pushes in, and then you can have you don't have to wait for the Boxer Rebellion to come in first. So perhaps that's what he's thinking. But if SoldieR doesn't put a lot of pressure early, then that's somewhat of a wasted card. SoldieR, it doesn't look like he's pushing too heavily. He perhaps is reading what the opponent kind of expected and trying to counter it some way. He does send 700 wood, 600 wood, same as what we saw in game number 3, I believe, where he's not pushing super hard, but he is getting. Or game number 4 is when Lucas did this, but he didn't build units right away. But I don't know. I guess he's just focusing on map pressure and controlling the map. We do have Lucas about to age to 3, just about has the resources for it. But he's not aging quite yet. He's aging. One thing really interesting to note: he did not use 700 coin to age up. So it's a little bit of a slower build, a little bit of a slower fortress aging, but it is. You don't need to use the coin on the shipment on 700 coin. We do have a little bit of a raid coming in here. Coyotes from one side, Puma from the other. Let's see what China does with this. And this is Confucius Academy upgrade or wonder coming out. Yeah, he's got a villager and a village over here. On the other hand, let's look at units in queue. That should help give us a little bit more information. Just one coyote, he could get another pop. The sentries come out, and they are probably going to catch these pumas. Not losing HP is really nice on Minutemen, but no. Looks like okay, so the villager is safe from the coyotes over there. Those sentries actually did quite a bit. Irregulars come out over here. Okay. Some more coyotes coming, trying to take down this village. The villager just gathering under their face. Might be enough to push it back. It looks like it is. But, yeah, Coyote's going to run into more. So, Lucas defending well, using pretty much just his Minutemen and the pop from the Summer Palace. It looks like he's done pretty well, I do have to admit. Perhaps he could have saved that shipment for, I don't know, like 8 Expo or something, or 9 pikemen, but he doesn't. The sentries and irregulars not losing hit points is really nice, though. And he ages up and the arquebus pop. That is really good. Should be able to fight this back. China got to age 3 without I was gonna lose the villager. Let's look at units lost, see how many were lost. That's the first villager that goes down from China. So Lucas got to age 3 without losing a whole lot. On the other hand, SoldieR, he opted to stay age 2, and I think he read that what the opponent was trying to do. It's pretty telegraphed that your opponent's going to go for a China FF in this situation. He gets all 3 TPs though, so it looks like he's going to be trying to fight age 3 China with age 2 Aztecs. That's an interesting choice, something you wouldn't exactly opt to do. He did choose Aztecs before Lucas chose China, so perhaps he's just trying to adapt as well as possible. I think maybe perhaps a really strong push though would have been best. He does opt for a little bit more of an economic push. He does have, let's look at military units out. That doesn't show up as military units. Does it show up as economic units? It does. Alright, so he does have all 10 warrior priests out. That's really nice. We look at the recalculated economic unit population, definitely in favor of SoldieR there. Military unit population also in favor of SoldieR. We'll see how this goes. SoldieR opted for a bit more of an economic approach and staying age 2, while Lucas opted for an age 3 FF. Fast Fortress. Let's see here. Neither player putting pressure upon the opponent. A lot of Lucas's economy is back here. Okay, he does ship the meteor hammers. Meteor hammers are pretty good units. They have a ranged attack, so they can do quite a bit. It allows them to focus units a lot better in tight quarters. We have Aztecs pushing in here with his army. Perhaps not wanting to quite yet. I think he showed it though. China's reacting. No, it looks like he's just sitting over here. He's going to wait for Aztecs to push in. They do, and now he pulls his army back. It's a pretty big army from Aztecs. 65 military pop versus 39. Lucas, unlike game number 1, has opted for the Confucian Academy over the Porcelain Tower. So that's an interesting change that he chose to do. But I think that's a good change. Porcelain Tower is good, but it's even better age 4. Confucius Academy, just those 8 arquebus themselves and the crow that comes out, that it produces, the flying crow, I think kind of pays for the economy that the porcelain tower produces going to age 3. He does take out the Aztecs takes out the summer palace, and Lucas goes back to defending the right side. Looks like he's going to try to take down this trade post. Pretty good choice from him there. Aztecs moving in for the main town, it looks like, while China's army is preoccupied with the trade post. If he can get a village or consulate or 2 buildings, I think that might favor SoldieR a bit more. The army comes back, and the flying crow comes out. He gets a free flying crow, maybe. He could have gotten on top of the flying crow and then attacked him. That's 2 shots from the flying crow before it goes down. That's not a whole lot. Pretty good by SoldieR there. He does indeed get a village and the market. The calf pop comes out. It's a lot of pumas versus a lot of cav. I think it's enough pumas to deal with the cav. Pretty close though. It's a lot of coyote runners when the opponent doesn't have a whole lot of skirmisher type units, ranged infantry. This fight could be pretty close. Aztec has the bigger army. China has the age advantage, so better units, if you will. We'll see what happens here. Pumas kind of sitting back. That's not a whole lot of pumas. That's a lot of cav. See if they can fight. He's just pulling back outside of the TC range, it looks like. And yeah, both players are gonna disengage. I don't know who I think got the advantage out of that. A village and a market came down. That's 300 wood. We look at the upgrades for China. He could definitely go with a few more upgrades. So he's opted to just get the. He's probably going to end up building a new market at some point. Doesn't have to be right away. But the village he definitely is going to have to replace really quickly. If he hasn't already. The trade post going down for SoldieR does make a big difference, though. Stagecoach's trade route is basically worth 4 villagers per trade post. Yeah, so it looks like we may have a fight here. The army military population is in the favor of SoldieR, age advantage into the favor of Lucas. And they just disengage once again. I think both players are just trying to find a really good opportunity for a fight, where they catch the enemy out in a bad position and try to engage then. Looking at the resources, SoldieR does not look like he's trying to age soon. I think perhaps if he tried to age here, he wouldn't necessarily lose a whole lot, and then he could upgrade his units, and then he would be able to do a lot with that. Yeah, he's pushing on the right-hand side and trying to deny these natural resources. China coming to the right too. There could be a good engagement, a really big engagement soon. We'll see. Yeah, so that's a lot of puma. The cav aren't gonna be too effective, I don't think. Coyote runners I don't think they're gonna do too much versus this Chinese army that does not have a whole lot of ranged infantry. We'll see what happens though. Go to military unit so you guys can see that. That's 57 coyotes when your opponent has 3 Chukonu and 11 arquebus. That's perhaps an overreaction, or he just really likes those coyotes, I suppose. He is hurting this hunt back. That's really nice. If he can force China to not have any additional hunts, there's still a few left. But if China is forced off of any additional hunts, that is one way to win. Denying the opponent of natural resources can be really good. The Confucius Academy has been attacked quite a bit. It is down to about 2/3 HP. If that goes down, that can be pretty nice for Aztecs. It has not pumped out a second flying crow yet. It should be pretty soon. Oh, it just went down. Okay. Oh, no, there it is. Sorry. Flying crow, it is just popped out. The TC comes down of Lucas's. This fight is going to prove to be really important. The military population about 30 an advantage of Aztecs, and he pulls back. Alright, so he's just jockeying for position. He goes and takes down a few buildings, disengages when the army comes around. He's using his army a little bit more effectively for sure. At least around the whole map. The Coyotes are engaging the Meteor Hammers. Puma's taking down the Wonder. Dogs come in from SoldieR. That's nice. The dogs, if they get on the infantry, have a good multiplier versus them. Yeah, so pretty good here. Very close fight. I think this favors Aztecs though, with the amount of buildings he took down and the dog soldiers cleaning up afterwards. Yeah, I think this is probably SoldieR's fight. That's really impressive, honestly. His age 2 Aztecs beating age 3 China. Yeah, that was really good. Alright, so we'll look at some of the post-game stats. That was an excellent game. Good performance from SoldieR. He goes up 4-0 on Lucas there. Good calls earlier. Thanks. Appreciate that. Alright, so looking at some of that. Yeah, so good military unit population. I appreciate the appreciation from SoldieR there on the casting. I'm sure his teammates were watching and said some good calls. Good military unit population lead basically the whole time. You'd expect that staying age 2 and your opponent is age 3. But he just does some really good fights there. I think what it really came down to, what was the deciding factor of that game more than anything else, is that Aztecs used his army constantly. It was almost constantly moving, very rarely standing still. He was looking for a good opportunity to take down buildings for free without really engaging the military of the opponent. And he did end up taking down, at the end, he took down TC, Confucius Academy, and he decided to take the fight then. And he does clean it up. The Lakota dog soldiers coming in, pretty clutch there. Great fighting from him. Just that was really well played by SoldieR. It's a really good lesson to learn. When you have military on the field, it's very rarely good for it to be idle. You want to be doing something with it. You want to know where your opponent's army is. You want to be pushing in some point. If your army is just sitting idle, it's pretty much just resources just sitting there unused. So really, really good from him. 4-1 SoldieR. That was an excellent game. This is Jailed Casting. I am so excited. I was so excited for this game, and you guys, thanks for watching. It was an excellent game. I'm gonna sign out. Excellent game, guys, and we'll catch you on the next match.